help me in welcoming Mr. Rinat from Azercell. He's a data science manager, and he will share some knowledge with us.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rinat, and first I would like you to excuse me if you hear some mistakes in my facts or in numbers, I will say, because 2 days ago I was informed about my speech, about transferring of my speech from Saturday to Friday, and I was relaxed eating my apple at home and suddenly realized that I have very limited time. So I will start my presentation, if Absolutely. You don't mind.
Yeah.
Today my presentation will be about a team from Azerbaijan who created a cloud solution, and I will bring you to some facts before. As you know, in the late of 18th century, two Italian scientists, two Italian chemists, Luigi Galvano and Alessandro Volta, discovered electricity during a series of experiments, biological and chemical experiments. And later in 1831, ingenious English inventor Michael Faraday invents a strange wheel, Faraday disc, and it was a start of a new era, of a new age. It was a transition from the old age of mechanical work into a new age of the world of electricity. And now we are continuing to see this transition, actually. Okay. Now we are jumping to another round. We are jumping into the world of digital data. This is a small animation, a small GIF animation of that GIF, and looking at this animation, you can watch the principles of working of this invention. And here are some facts about the digital data capacity for the last year. As you maybe know, we have reached almost 50 zettabytes of the total data capacity by 2020. And it's estimated to hit 175 zettabytes of data by 2025. What we can conclude from these numbers? Actually, not all the data is good. If we make a little experiment with YouTube, we can watch that some portion of data in internet is just a messy, just garbage. For example, if you input these words in YouTube, this just a combination, a random combination of letters in YouTube, you can see that it returns only a combination of meaningless videos. And what can we conclude from this experiment? you can conclude that the bigger portion of data is a garbage. And one of our main goals for the future is to structure the data we collect, because it has its impact on the environment, on the money, etc. But let's talk a little about mobile market. Maybe it's too dark to see, but I will, don't be afraid, I will tell you the numbers. On this chart, on the last bar, you see the number of mobile phones over the world, and it approaches the figure of 5 billion. It's a huge number. Actually, it's a huge number. And we can see that in 2000, the number was 3-4 times smaller than it's now. But we also could see that mobile phones change. Mobile phones change, has changed the world, has changed the paradigm of data. First, when I started my development career, I was coding. I couldn't imagine that a small piece of plastic, a small piece of ringing plastic, could become a complex smartphone, a complex portable PC that will collect data, that will allow you to communicate via internet, etc. And one of the main topics for today is business applications that could be installed on the smartphones. In the right, you can see that the ERP and all the business applications estimated to be for 120 zettabytes of the total capacity. And the revenue from the cloud system infrastructure services is expected to rise up to 75% and will reach the number of 151 billion dollars, sorry. And I will start talking you about our team and about our solution from this point. This is our mission, this is our vision, and as a team we started to act in 2018. Our secret word, our secret name is REMART, which means real estate market. And this is our portfolio. We have REMART Pro, we have REMART App, and we have REMART As. This is REMART Pro is our solution for B2B sector. REMART As is our solution for B2C sector. And REMART App is a mobile application. Here I can show you some screenshots of REMART Pro, and later I will explain you what it can do. This is a screenshot from our platform, Remartas. And this is a screenshot from our Remart application, mobile application. You can go to the Play Store and see the Remart application from there if you want, if you would like. And here I will talk you about our pipeline, about the principles of work of our team. And if there are some engineers and some developers, they will understand some of the abbreviations, some of the names which you see on the screen. We have a team of developers who pushes or pulls their changes to the repository, and our repository is Bitbucket. Maybe someone of you know. GitHub is another version of repository. We have Jenkins. Jenkins is used for deployment processes. And here we have a cloud provider and instances that are deployed by Jenkins. Another node is Ansible, which automates the maintenance of IT. And Cloudflare. It's used for protection and for proxy purposes. For example, if you heard about DOS attacks, you maybe know what does it mean and what job it do. And here we have end users who make use of our applications. Actually, in the future, we are going to replace some nodes. For example, Jenkins will be replaced by Kubernetes. Maybe some of you heard about this name too, as well. And here I want to show you the overall ecosystem of Remart and what we are going to provide to society. We have Remart Pro, as I already said. We have Remart As. We have Remart application. These blue lines, you can see what is already working, and with gray lines, what we are planning to do. We have sales management model, we have a construction management model, and we will have a housing management model. We will have a grid attractor syncs data between all nodes model. What's the purpose of this node? This node will sync the data between this node, and this node. And here we have another node, Data Wizard, which analyzes data and reveals patterns. Some of you heard about big data and the trends in big data, and maybe you know that modern companies pay large money for systems to get some patterns from data or insights from data. And that's what we are planning to do here. We are actually going to extract patterns from data. For example, you are a seeker of property and you want to find a property of your dream, but you don't know resources. You don't know how actually not to pay more. And by use of our application, both consumer here and the business owner, who is the owner of a development company, will gain. Consumer will buy the property of his dream, and business owner will sell his properties in fast lane. That's our roadmap. What we are planning to do this year. We are planning to finalize our construction model and dashboard. In October, we are planning to finalize our housing model, and then the nodes grid attractor in January, remote application in full version in March 2021, and in June 2021, that was wizard shows first results and trends. Here we plan to start our big data adventure. Challenges. As you know, one of the big challenges is cash. It's not secret that people work for money. Everyone wants money. And it's get harder and harder to work without money. Second challenge is monopolization. Some big companies push a lot of resources just to buy all these creative solutions and do nothing with them in the future. Hype. Hype always blinds the mind. People always make decisions under some circumstances, under some fantasies. They dream about some solutions, they dream about better life, and when they hear about big technologies, they think that all these technologies are going to work in the future, but it's not as simple as you can imagine. Mental state. People get tired. All of you know that people get tired, and the longer you stay with the work, the faster you get tired. Miscommunication. And what about our expectations from each other? We don't know what our colleague or what our teammate thinks at this moment. Maybe we have some grievance. Maybe he has some grievance. And we're afraid to speak about grievances to each other because we are friends. That leads to miscommunication. Another challenge is public awareness. Public not always aware about what comments do, even if comments do something viable, something valuable. And that's the greatest challenge, I think, of all small business. But nevertheless, there are big opportunities, and we are just starting our work. I think my information was not too boring for you. And if you would like to get more information about what we provide and what we do, you can call me, you can write me, you can like my channel.
Thank you very much.
That's all. Thank you too.
you.